Why does the universe have a speed limit? Einstein said, I don't know anybody that could write so much about light. And compared to the universe, I don't get it. Thank you.
At the early times of the 20th century, most of classical research was being done by scientists working on the activity of subatomic particles and their nature. The space-age advancement of technology was being performed on light impulse rate and signal communications, and was the manner in which Einstein studied his ambition in science. It really wasn't until after he published his work that modern physics advanced into a new and advanced stage of the science. If it weren't for Albert Einstein, we would still be researching the gravity force within the parameters of Isaac Newton, a genius of his time. But, like all things new and of before, new strategies in technology advance before our eyes in what seems as little as no time at all, when finally a new approach to past technology comes into answering the questions left behind within the development. Like in all of humans' nature developments, and even my own, new likenesses come into play from all passages of life, which stage travels forwards with the arrow of time, the mechanism of aging and advancing of its ideas, text, and knowledge of a time beforehand. As human development is of a continuum, so are the techniques of the universe. What sits before you here now is a research of all the physically available literature that, like some of Einstein's works that were never published at the time finally coming into focus later, that I have physically researched along with the other mentioned physicists of the time that worked on the invisible forces of the cosmos, and have concluded with those works a final scientific diagnosis that explains the missing parts of a final theory for the gravity force. Like Newton and Galileo before him all the way till the 20th century, when Albert Einstein researched the invisible forces, none of these men could explain exactly and to what degree the gravity force was. Through the concluding scientific works of these people, I believe I have discovered the final building blocks that explain the particle element of the invisible force of gravitation. Explaining how gravity works does not explain the manner of its chemistry as science literature has told us through the decades. Placing that aside, I have formulated to the best of my knowledge about the force of gravity in this book that explains not only the degree and manner of how gravity works, but what it is and the functions of the force that were researched on the brink of this discovery.
Never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight.